I was part of a really good high ticket program on Skool. You probably know what it is if you know me well. And yesterday was actually my last day in that program, which is a little bit sad because it's kind of the end of an era and my safety net has now disappeared. But anyway, I'm going to share in this video what their strategy was for growing a school community and growing a school business. And I'm going to talk about how it didn't really serve me and the twist that I'm now making to help me do it sustainably. So this is a great video for anyone that's running a school community, but it's also great for anyone that wants to improve their ability to speak well on camera and online, especially if you're like a coach or a consultant. Anyway, let's get into it. So they recommended this strategy here, which basically means if you don't have an audience, then you do networking on Skool because you can book calls and meet people really quickly. While you're doing that, you're growing a YouTube channel. They also say that if you're getting leads from a certain way, just to keep doing that, but they recommend YouTube being the best way for educational creators. Then from there, you run a free school community, so you can gather people in there and you try to book calls by getting on networking calls and changing those like networking calls into maybe discovery calls or after that into an actual sales call, or from your YouTube channel and try to drive traffic from your YouTube channel to book calls, and also from your freemium school to book calls. There's a big emphasis on booking calls because they have a very high conversion rate. From there, then you create some sort of high ticket offer, you pitch them the offer, they convert, and then you create a program based on the people that you're helping. And at the beginning, you just start with like 1 or 2 or 5 individuals. And then when you see some alignment, you can do a big launch and gather them all together. So that was basically the strategy. It's a great strategy and it makes a lot of sense. And that was basically what I paid a lot of money for. However, I was really struggling to be able to piece it all together because I would basically be spending all this time running my community and doing posts. And then I would be trying to create these YouTube videos. They recommend long form videos, but I wanted to do some short form for a bit of extra traffic. And then long form videos was kind of new to me. And I'm trying to do it in a YouTube style and spending tons of time recording and actually editing those videos as well. And I was actually trying to, one of the suggestions is to model viral content. So I'd take a guy like Vin Jung and then try to sort of copy his video or his video style. But I can't compete with that. No one's going to watch a video that's really similar to Vin Jung from a guy that nobody knows. So then, I was getting kind of burnt out with it. And I just found it really, really hard to get traction and to do this in a sustainable way. So what I've come up with is a system that I have been using a little bit, that I've seen other people use really well, and I think is really great for people who are relatively new to Skool or growing their audiences. And the best thing is that it's great for anyone that wants to build confidence speaking on camera in a safe way. So this is the expertise to influence flywheel. I'll talk about this flywheel in a moment. Basically, there's 5 steps. So first of all, you want to look at where you collect your ideas. The mistake that I was making was I had my kind of like business backbone, my business plan or business strategy. I put it into AI and ask AI to kind of help me generate ideas. And I wasn't using, it's so stupid now that I think about it, but I should be taking ideas from the people that I'm actually working with because I'm working with about 10 to 15 clients at any one time. So I'm going to do that before I start to like model other content or to use AI to generate ideas. And so basically all I'm doing is just talking about what I did with clients during the week. All right, so that's super simple. And I'm already prepped to talk about that stuff. And these are concepts that I've talked about many times, so it should be great. Then I'm going to record a video just like this. I think doing a Skool post on a Loom is really neat. And I'm just going to create tons of these types of videos. I could do 2, 3, 4, 5 of these videos in a day, and it's really straightforward. And I'm trying to keep them all within 5 minutes as well. So that's the goal. Then I upload it to YouTube, then I share it in my community so I get some views. And I'm also going to add these to a course. And this is called the RSC Playbook. If you go to the classroom, you can see it there, but it's all sort of being used and it's all in the right, I guess it's all in a shape. After I create this video, I'm going to evaluate my speaking quality because I want to continue getting better at speaking on camera. But for anyone that's doing it inside this community, then we can have a look at your speaking quality and how you're speaking as a result of this. I'm going to see who liked it, who comment. Maybe it starts some conversations in the DMs. And then I'm going to repurpose it by posting something very similar in other communities. Maybe not this specific video because other communities won't let me, but some sort of post like this. I can also look at doing this in other platforms, maybe my email newsletter or whatever. But for now, all I'm going to be focusing on is YouTube and also other communities. And that's it. And that aligns with the strategy that they recommended. And that's it, right? And so the goal is to create lots of really useful content that's based on the work that I'm already doing with clients. So here's my invitation to you guys. For schoolers, people running school communities, follow this flywheel, and you can share it in your own community, but I invite you to actually share it in our community as well, here in Oracy Club, because you will get a little bit of extra exposure, a few more views and things like that. And it gives me an opportunity to talk with you about speaking. So if you value improving your speaking communication skills, I can give you some feedback, right? So use this space, and it would be really cool if a lot of us are sharing expertise. I think it'll just make this space really awesome. And that's something I want to encourage in a way that's not spammy, but in a way that prioritizes our communication. That's number one. And if you are not a schooler, but you're a professional, you're working in international environments, then I still think this is an absolutely wonderful way for you to develop your communication skills and actually start to grow your personal brand on YouTube as well, if you're interested. Because being able to talk on camera for 5 or 6 minutes without big gaps and being able to speak in a kind of natural way that connects is an incredibly powerful skill set, and it will set you up really nicely for anything that you're doing. You know, if you're talking about what you do to managers, job interviews, people you're training in your company, it's a really powerful way to develop skills. So that is my spin on the 6.8K strategy. Would love to hear what you think about it, whether it's useful. And there's a little shout out to some of you community owners in here. Share a couple of videos like this. It'd be awesome. That's my little invitation. All right. Talk to you guys soon.